YouTube, what it do? It's your friendly neighborhood player partner, Chip the Hustler, man. And we back with another reaction, man. We about to react. What it's like being black in Japan. And I don't know what to expect. Well, actually, I do know what to expect. I'm already knowing what to expect. You already know it's gonna be a little controversial and all that, which is understood. So we gonna get to it and see what they talking about. This is your first time on the channel. Welcome. Thank you. I'm happy to see you. Drop a like, man. Drop a comment. Share. Do something for me, man. Show me some love. Let's go.
Get discriminated against for being black, so I might as well choose the place that makes me happy.
Hi everyone, how are you? This is Ricky. Today I'm going to interview black people. What's it like being black in Japan? So let's see. On my channel, I dive into Japanese culture and lifestyle with both Japanese people and foreigners in Japan. So it's a perfect channel for anyone thinking about traveling to or living in Japan. Plus, you can learn real everyday Japanese by watching this video like this. So if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram where I show my daily life in Tokyo. Alright, let's get started. So okay, thank you so much for your time. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Darion. I'm from America, and I'm particularly from Louisiana, like the central Louisiana. Yeah.
Alright. So how long have you been in Japan?
I've only been in Japan for a week so far, but I did go last year for 1 month, a part of the school program here.
Alright, so how long will you be staying in Japan?
I'll be staying in Japan for 1 year.
What's it like, being black in Japan?
Okay, that's a really good question. I feel like when it comes to being black in Japan, it's no different from being maybe like another color. Now, just in the Asian countries, white is favored more merely because that's just how it's been for a long time. The color white is favored, not necessarily the character of the person, but just the appearance. Like if a Japanese person sees a white guy and he's like mildly attractive, it's like, oh, that guy is like cool, he's super cool, he's white or whatever. But that's not as common, I think, nowadays. I feel like it's more so whenever you come here, you're a foreigner. You're not black necessarily, you're not white necessarily, you're a foreigner. And it's only a few Japanese people that might look at you as color. For example, there's a lot of Japanese girls that like gyaru, and a lot of them really like hip hop culture. I'm just using Japanese.
You mean gyaru?
Gyaru,
yeah.
however you say it.
All right,
Gyaru.
Gyaru, right? Yeah.
Gyaru. I'm only using Japanese girls for example, but there's also guys too that are also like hip hop. So a lot of girls that are into that. They like hip hop whatnot. So when they see a black guy, it might be more of a like a spectacle to them, right? That's the only case where race might play a part. But for the most part, in Japan, it's mostly just like, oh, you're a foreigner, right? Instead of just like, oh, you're black, you're white, you're Mexican, right? So when it comes to relationships here,
I do think, like when you damn, my battery about to die already. Well, when it turn red, we'll switch over. But yeah, I do think, Western European, and then like once you get to the Americas, where there's North, Central, South, race is a social construct. But I think that a lot of the world, they kind of just like he said, man, they view you as an outsider or a foreigner, not necessarily specific to your race. It's just you're not from here. You don't move the way you move. But also too, I think that they do have forms of racism taught from Western societies, especially because what Western society has depicted us to be like. And when you don't really have any interaction with anybody that's black, you got minimal interactions, and all you see is what they allow you to show you to demonize us, then you have this this type of inception planted in your mind of what we're supposed to be like, and then in turn you start to act like it, not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that you're not used to, and that you've been socially engineered to think. But on the back end, they just kind of like pimped you into like, doing their job. But I do think, like I said, a lot of times it's like in a lot of these places, not necessarily, racism, because they don't really have these type of constructs there. They got more class and stuff like that. But I do, cause I look at it like this, like the only way you could really be not like a black person when you from these other countries and you're not around like black and white dynamics is if it's taught. You know what I'm saying? You could like somebody that don't look like you, and you can not like somebody that's you a foreigner, you do stuff different, you not like us. But man, a lot of times, man, like when you see these foreigners when you in these other countries and stuff, a lot of that shit is taught, bro. It's taught through social media and shit like that. So, but yeah.
You have to be very, very, I guess, particular with what you might say and how you might convey something.
Okay, let's say you're dating a Japanese girl. Like, is there any problem? Could be like language, could be like culture difference, or like whatever.
Ooh, good question. So one problem could be a case of being fetishized because of the race. The one problem can be they just see you as a novelty, right? And I've seen this in many interviews with foreigners on Japan. It's like if you're like black or whatever, it's like a novelty, right? So they might not completely like you for you. Oh, I'll tell.
Yeah, basically, a lot of times it's like because they ain't never really been around you. You know what I'm saying? But again, you see all this stuff on TV. All the stuff that seem cool and things that you hear, you know what I'm saying, and people say, you curious. You're gonna be like, damn, all right, so what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I believe that could be a thing, because I remember I had went to Italy and Croatia, and it was like they would ask me for pictures left and right. Man, I took so many pictures, it was exhausting, but I made sure I purposely took the pictures. And I was nice about it because, like I said, man, it's probably their first experience, or not. If not their first, it's one of the few experiences that they done had. So I don't want to be rude because somebody's gonna come after me. Somebody's gonna come after me and have to experience whatever I've done. They might get the backlash of that shit. So I made sure that, I just was, naturally, nice and accepting, because, like I said, these people probably ain't never seen that many black folks. And when they do see certain types of people, it's because they getting them from certain countries, but not actually black Americans. So I can understand, like I said, like a lot of times it's the experience, because you've heard myths and rumors and like old wise legends and stuff like that, but you ain't really, been around one. So when you do, you know what I'm saying, they gonna be staring and like just being like not socially correct, as far as like they might not even be keeping their hands to themselves, trying to touch your hair because they ain't never seen it. They want to know what it feel like. Yeah, it's a lot of that is out of curiosity, though.
Tell you an experience I did have. I was talking to a Japanese girl online, and we talked for a very long time. I don't know if she's Manhattan, I'm not sure, but she was a little bit crazy. But we were talking, and she was very sweet and whatnot. But she would have these weird moments where she would get like really drunk and whatnot or whatever, and then she would like block me. And she would block me, right? And it seemed like she liked me, but she kept blocking me, and then she just blocked me altogether. So I don't think she necessarily.
No, she didn't like you. She blocks you for a reason. And then my thing is, why would you keep talking to her? Sound like gang was simping. I ain't gonna, you feel me? You sound like it was a little simpleton. I ain't gonna count. Like, I'm not trying to find out. If you block me once, I'm not trying to find out again. Unless we got some super special connection and you randomly just block me. Shit, I mean, bro, you block me and I don't know you, bro. You keep blocking me and keep saying you sorry. Man, I ain't got shit to say to you. Bye. You hear me? Like, I don't know.
Really liked me personally.
No.
It was kind of like, oh, this is a black guy. He's a spectacle. Let me talk to him for a little bit or whatever, and then move on. Oh, yeah. Right. And I've heard a lot of other people talk about that same experience where it'll seem like someone's into them, and then it's kind of just like they kind of distance off once they get their fix of a foreigner, so.
Or maybe, they, yeah, my shit about that. Hold on. Damn, gang. What's up? 1 second, y'all.
But it's not with every Japanese. I'm not gonna say that, but it's some of them are like that, especially counting like what their niche is, So
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Tink. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Umi, and I'm from Florida, and I've lived in Japan for 2 years.
What brought you to Japan?
I wanted to study Japanese, and since I was a kid, I've always wanted to live here.
She's very different. I don't know.
What's it like being black in Japan?
So it's different from being a foreigner. Those are two different things. Technically, yeah, they're the same, but also different. Being black, I would say, has its difficulties. Like, I get stereotyped a lot, actually, in Japan. So with my job, I work with kids, and so when I first meet them, they cry because of my skin tone. I get a lot of derogatory terms sometimes with Japanese people, like they've called me like a monkey.
Man, that shit crazy, man. And again, my theory, like I was saying before, like, could it be because that shit's been taught to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, people done said shit, or is that like, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like I say, like, a lot of times, like, this stuff is like being taught. Like, they see shit, hear shit, pick up shit from other cultures and shit, and maybe they just kind of, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. If somebody can answer this in the comments, please let me know. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely something that's tinkering with my mind.
I've been called the N-word a few times here.
Definitely. See, you've been called the N-word, bro. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? You got that from somewhere. You've seen things. You've heard stuff. You hear people talk, and you pick it up. And then they start to pass these microaggressions and these, these other types of, constructs and frameworks off to people. And then they start picking them up and tailoring them themselves. So, yeah, this shit is taught. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, if you never been around, like, black folks like that, and now you saying the N-word in a hostile manner, bro, like, that shit is taught, bro. You don't just wake up and be like, I'm gonna call you a nigga today. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when that shit was coined over here, yeah, that shit was taught, bro.
But also it's been really good too. So like, because I'm black, I stand out a lot. And so people come to me more usually than most. So like if I'm with my friends who are like, let's say white, Japanese people will come to me first because I look more different, I guess. Maybe because I dress pretty Japanese. So,
Is there any pros and
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I ain't saying be offended. I just want you to come holler at me first. Holler at one of them, and then I might could double back and piggyback off of, you know what I'm saying. But don't single me out, nigga. I don't want to be singled out. You know what I'm saying.
cons like being black in Japan?
yeah. Okay, so the cons are, of course, people will stare at me a lot, but I'm pretty used to that. Stare at me, so some of this discrimination. But the pros are, so if I apply for a job, there's not a lot of black people usually that apply for jobs, so I'll get picked more often than not because they want something new, something fresh. Yeah.
All right, is there anything that you want to share your experience in Japan, like being black?
Oh, yeah. So I guess being black in Japan, I use dating apps sometimes to talk to guys. And a lot of people there will say like, oh, I've never talked to a black person before. So usually I'm the first black person that I've gone on a date with a Japanese guy. For the most part, it's pretty nice. And I would say like, there's a group of like Nigerians that live in like Harajuku and Shibuya and stuff, and usually if there's like some trouble or some guy trying to talk to me, they will step in and help me because I'm black too, so they will, we try to have each other's backs. Yeah. Also, because I'm black and I live in Japan, a lot of Japanese people assume that I can't speak Japanese, or they assume that I'm from Africa, or if I tell them that I'm American, then they get surprised because I think a lot of Japanese stereotypes towards African American women are that everyone is pretty heavyset, fat, So that's a big stereotype here with being black in Japan. And yeah, like I said, they assume I can't speak Japanese. So when I do speak Japanese, they get really surprised. So because I think they assume like me and my friends are together. She's white, I'm black. They assume she can speak Japanese and I can't. So that happens quite a lot. And usually it's opposite. They can't speak Japanese, but I can. So, yeah.
I see, that's interesting. Okay, thank you. Do you see yourself in Japan in the future?
Yes, I plan to live here as long as I can. I want to try to live here forever. Hope that's my plan because I really love living here, even though Japan has its pros and cons everywhere around the world, has its pros and cons. So I think, like, as an African American woman, as a black woman, no matter where I go, I'll always get discriminated against for being black. So I might as well choose the place that makes me happy.
All right.
That's a good perspective to have. My homeboy, he actually got 2 children by a Japanese woman. He actually lived in Japan for like, I don't know how long, but he was there for a while. They just moved back to the States not too long ago. I need to ask him why he moved, but yeah, he told me he had a unique experience. He said he had a hard time getting jobs too over there.
Thank you so much. Do you speak Japanese?
少しだけ。
Can you introduce yourself in Japanese too?
OK じゃあ、はじめまして。私のお名前は海です。2年くらい日本住んでいる。なんか私の日本語はあんまりペラペラじゃない。だからもっと勉強したいです。はい。
ありがとうございます。All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Good job.
Yeah, could you introduce your background?
So my name is Christopher Holman. I'm from America, the United States. I'm Jamaican and Haitian for my nationality. I was raised in like the suburb area of like Long Island, if you know where that's at. And I'm studying abroad here in Japan I've been here for a few months, 2 months so far. So I'll be here for another month or so.
All right, how do you like it here so far?
I like it a lot here so far. It's a beautiful city, a lot of things to see, a lot of great sights. The culture here it's fun. Like people are super nice. We go into izakayas and drinking. It's amazing. The food here is great, and there's just a lot of things to do and a lot of opportunity, which I haven't tapped into yet. But like you can just see it around the place. There's so many things to do.
All right, so what's it like being black in Japan?
I think it's a bit overwhelming at first, to be completely honest, because like coming from America, specifically being from the Philly part, it's like a whole different culture and experience, and you have to sort of like relearn how to navigate that. I think sometimes people are staring and stuff, and like people getting like not weird, lots of people looking at you. It is a bit like it caught me off guard a little bit. That in itself, it's its own experience. But like besides that, I think like personally, I've been saying to myself a lot, so trying to avoid all that. So it's not the worst experience, but I think like if I was here any longer than a few months, it'd definitely be something I have to really learn how to navigate and get used to.
Is there any like negative thing that you didn't expect in Japan?
I think the negative thing I didn't expect was like sometimes people can be a bit standoffish here and like cold and reserved, and like that's never a problem because like you live your own life, of course. But like for my personality, it is like I'm used to like talking to everybody and like wanting to connect to people, and like you feel like you can't really have that too much over here. At least what I experienced so far.
Is there any pros and cons being black in Japan?
I think pros is that like, you know, you just can be in your own world. No one's really bothering me in terms of like physically bothering me, and like I can just live my own life, and I guess that's a really nice part. The girls and men here are super like receptive of me and like can be understanding in times if they see I don't speak English, like, you know, try to work with me and stuff. But like I think the cons are like it is just like it's hard to relate to other people and like other experiences because like my experience is so like it's its own thing, so it's difficult to actually connect with people on that.
There are a lot of Japanese people who has dreads.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? What can I ask?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't ever think it's my place or someone's place to, like, you know, yell at somebody for get mad at somebody about their own life. But, like, I do think it's a bit strange just because dreadlocks do have a bit of a religious significance. Japan has its own, like, culture and things that they can add into their own life. It's important to at least know what they mean or present if you're going to be wearing dreads. So it's, like, it's never, like, a big problem or something to, like...
And let's start by not calling them dreads, brother. But all right, though, let's go.
Like, get mad at, but, like, it is, like, a bit like a, that's weird.
All right, so you feel kind of weird.
A little bit. Like, I don't let it like, bother me that much, and just like it's not like my biggest focus of attention, but like it is something that I noticed. Like, oh, that's like a non-black person wearing dreadlocks.
Do you speak Japanese?
Not really. I have a textbook and some like writing books to practice. I know some like basic phrases and stuff like that, but like I don't really know it that well.
Oh yeah, like do you want to say something in Japanese?
I guess gozaimasu. Sumimasen.
All right, thank you so
Hey, you know enough shit. Damn.
much. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much for watching so far.
All right, man. I mean, it's overstood. You know, everywhere you go, you're gonna have some type of experience that you really just like kind of weirded out about, especially when you're not at home. People not used to you. It don't matter where you go. Like you go to Dominican Republic, you go stick out like a sore thumb. Cause I mean that's what we are, man. We're different, and I think that and we set the pace on a lot of stuff as far as the culture and all that. You know, everybody got their culture, but our stuff is really effective. I mean, effective, and it affects things in a good way. And it definitely has. It can be perverse as well, depending on how you're using it. And when people don't understand some of the things we do, it can have a negative effect. You can't just be doing stuff to do stuff. But I just say this to say that that's just us. And I think that as much as it all sound good to say you want to leave and this, that, and the third, there's so much stuff going on here in the States. Do travel, you know, learn what you can learn, get your experience, because the world is so big. But in the same breath, it's like you got to remember, like, everybody got their own shit to play in too. You know, just because our shit stinking, you live here and you living in it, somebody else got their own as well. And it's like once you get there, you got to figure out how to navigate it all over again. And I think that, yeah, man, it's if you're willing to learn and you're willing to put the work in, it's possible that it all can work out for you. Anything can work out as long as you, like I said, you respect it and you know how to nurture it and navigate it. So that's what's up, man. Like this video, I thought it was gonna be a little worse though. Honestly, about like their experiences, what they was gonna say. That was me having a nigga thought process on it, and I probably still can learn some more. Somebody hop in the comments and talk to me about it, but you know, I thought it was overall a good video though. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, if you like the content, drop a comment, drop a like, drop a share, and if you haven't subbed already, what you waiting for? It's your boy Chip the Hustler, man. Thank you for stopping through. We better get to the next one.